C'est donc bienvenue au 20h. Bienvenue donc sur cette édition. Ne venez donc pas m'arrêter. Où est donc parti donc le pot de Biya depuis un certain nombre de temps? Le papa déjà fatigué. Au Cameroun, c'est Gongo et Chantal qui dirige dans l'élection donc présidentielle. Il faudrait donc nous notifier
c'est bon.
ce jour. Dans ce studio, mes amis, si vous le voulez donc très bien.
The opinion that I am about to promote, they accept it. In 2011, there were two major candidates, President Biya and President Kamto. My constituency, all the militant and sympathizers in 2011, they give me the green light to support the President Biya candidacy. After this consultation, I met the head of state, I sent him a note and to tell him, well, my militant sympathizer, people of goodwill, were ready to choose him in 2011. In 2018, I did the same thing. Well, there were always the two major candidates. The choice did not change. We are ready to cast our ballot in favor of President Biya, confirm our commitment to accompany him to the end of this mandate. Went back to my office, sent a note to the head of state to let him understand that I am in agreement with my constituency, the reason why the commitment I gave him to support him until the end of his mandate, it holds. Now, 2025, I sent a note to let him understand that the election in 2025 will be more complex, more difficult, because after 43 years in office, 93 years old, and when our economy is not in good shape, that things were falling apart. When I met my constituents, people were so desperate, angry, and they threatened to stone me if I want to compel them into voting for President Biya. They prevented me from doing so in Marwa. My life was saved because I abstained from pronouncing his name. I understood that things have completely changed. The same thing happened in Garwa. When I went in Garwa, the environment, the atmosphere were exactly the same thing. The threat was more visible than what took place in Marwa. So I understood that it was impossible to support President Biya's candidacy. So I had to make a choice, either to choose to continue to support President Biya and I lose my constituency, or to live with my constituency and to abandon the commitment I and my militant and sympathizer we gave President Biya. At the end of the day, I understood that this was not a matter of choice. It was a matter of obligation. I cannot afford to abandon hundreds of thousands of people, if not millions, to go with President Biya and to let them in the wilderness, in the nature. That reason why I decided to resign and to stand during this presidential election.
So, Mr. Minister, you've blamed President Paul Biya from the beginning of this conversation till now, except yourself, who's been part of the system, part of the government. You've also worked as, you've held several ministerial positions. Are you saying that you were powerless to change anything? Or do you think you were complicit to the failures that we've seen, to the economic woes that we've seen, to the challenges that Cameroon is facing?
You see, madam, the head of state is accountable to the nation. The minister is accountable to the head of state. I have been Minister for Transport. What I achieved as a Minister of Transport, 30 years later, no minister performed as I did. I've been Minister of Communication. You can testify about what I did, what I achieved. I haven't been successful in all aspects, no doubt. Because many collaborators of the Prime Minister or head of state, they were against what I was about to do. And they raised obstacles that I could not clear. But despite all of this, what I achieved in communication, up until now, nobody did it. As far as the employment and vocational training is concerned, it is obvious. When I was appointed as a minister in this office, general education was the only education which were known by us. I take this advantage to tell you that since independence up until now, no vocational training worthy of consideration has been built by any government. Education means general education. That reason why today you have Cameroonian in the hundreds of thousands, if not millions. They are in possession of a diploma, higher education diploma, but unfortunately they cannot work. Not because of laziness, but because they haven't been trained in order to be useful and recruited in the production sector. That reason why tomorrow Chiroma, head of state in Cameroon, vocational training, technical and vocational training will be on paramount importance. We have to shift the position because today in all of our universities, general education is playing the more important and leading role. Just because I was appointed as Minister for Employment and Vocational Training, I introduced the idea that for as long as our economy is not served by Cameroonians, because what you can notice today, all very important structure, building, enterprises, the building of this is done by foreigners, just because we don't have craft people, hand workers with the necessary skill to do. The reason why I'm very much grateful that before I leave the government, I received the green light to sensitize Cameroonians about the importance of vocational training. Today, people are talking with confidence, with trust about vocational training, because before this, vocational training was considered to be the garbage bin of general education, which means that parents send their kids to vocational training just because they have failed in general education. But yes, today, the situation is changing, is improving. Today, we talk about student entrepreneurship, the professionalization of university, just because I have been outspoken to the extent that I became boring to those who are at the helm, who have the right to decide. So, in my capacity as the head of state, I will focus the mind on this. I have to find trade trade which will enable whoever to settle as in the entrepreneurship or self-workers or entrepreneurship. Because if you have a trade, there is no need to work for someone else. The purpose of training that I am going to put in place, this training must be the response of the need of the private sector. In case you do not find a job there, you must have a possibility to settle in your own account in self-employment. Because in a nation like ours, the modern nature endow us with a lot of natural resources. Unfortunately, when we exploit it, we export it. We do not transform it because we don't have vocational training, because we don't have people with the skill capable of transforming the raw material that we have at home. So this is wrong. This is wrong. And the priority of my office will be to focus the mind on the youth. I have to find means and ways to finance the building of vocational training. All Cameroonian, under my leadership, my responsibility, they have to be able to find ways and means to be useful in the making of the emergency or the industrialization of our nation. This is what I wanted to.
Industrialization, we've heard that time and again, but because we have a lot to discuss today, Mr. Minister, we'll move ahead to security. Cameroon is in crisis nationally. In the far north, the Anglophone regions, northwest and southwest regions are in conflict. We also have crisis in the eastern part of the country. But let's begin with the Anglophone crisis. When you were minister, you denied outrightly that there was an Anglophone problem. Do you accept that responsibility that you were one of the reasons why we do not have a solution today? Or you still think that the president of the republic himself is responsible?
Please, you are very severe with me.
I am not, Mr. Minister.
Let me tell you why. The head of state is the focal point that receives all information that I do not have at all. I have been the spokesperson of the government. I have no opinion whatsoever to share with whoever. Whenever I have to deliver a communication, the ministry in charge, which is concerned with this information, the minister gave me the information that I have to make known by all Cameroonian all over the world, not only Cameroonian all over. My responsibility is to receive information from the ministerial department concerned where there is a problem. They write what shall be my response, and in my capacity, I take notice of it. I summon the journalists and tell them what is to be brought to their knowledge and to be known by them. I say I have no say. Whatever I say is done within the framework drawn by the government. And before I say it, I must receive the green light by the Prime Minister or by any ministerial department involved in this process. So that reason why I say that whatever I say is not my opinion. I am a bearer of this message and I deliver it under the control of the ministry which is in charge. The second aspect that I have to share with you, the Minister of Communication, spokesperson of the government, his responsibility is to promote the institution and to promote and to protect institution and those who embody them, from the head of state, prime minister, all institutions, the responsibility of the minister of communication is to protect and to defend. You raised the issue of knowing that I was the first to say that there was no Anglophone problem. I did it, madam, because this is the information I received. But when I realized that the information put to my disposal was wrong, the root cause of this problem was not brought to my knowledge. And when I discovered it, I apologized. I apologized because I was misled by those who gave me the information. But when the root cause was brought to my knowledge, I said, yes, there are problems. They have to be fixed through dialogue, consultation. I did it, madam.
Yes. Okay, so you've told us now that you were simply communicating the message that they gave you to communicate, and you were doing that under official capacity, not as an individual. But sure. Now we are speaking to you as an individual, as someone who wants to run the country, who wants to take over the status quo and govern Cameroon. Before you defended even the actions of the military who were committing atrocities. You said a lot of things. Do you now, after having sat back, observed on a personal level what is happening now in the regions, do you now admit that the military has been committing atrocities, especially from that very beginning, where we saw soldiers committing atrocities and targeting civilians?
I 100% agree with you, man. I 100% agree. But the responsibility of the Minister of Communication is to defend our first army. It happens very often. They are decapitated, they are mutilated, they are killed. The killing took place in both sides, which is completely wrong. This problem, now in my capacity as a candidate and tomorrow head of this nation, the best way to address it is to know and to share the information with all. This has to be done through dialogue. All the actors, all Anglophone, who, because they wanted this problem to be solved the way they wish, and they thought that they have to resort to gun to get the problem addressed. Today, in my capacity and my position, I keep always saying the same thing. This is our nation. There is no any other area in the world that we can claim to be at home. First of all, in my capacity as head of state, all political prisoners, they have to be released. And they have to be part of the process. This negotiation must be an inclusive negotiation. I would like them to join me to brainstorm about what this problem, to find common ground which will enable us to solve this problem. It is through dialogue, mutual respect. We have to accept compromise. We have to accept, I don't know how to put it exactly, you see. So only dialogue. Violence can never solve this problem. Gun can never solve this problem. All of us, we have to come together, listen to each other. Those who are in jail today, let us, on behalf of the major interests of our nation, let us liberate them. Let them join us. If this liberation must go through the commission as it is done in many other countries, the Commission of Truth and Reconciliation. People have to know what has taken place. Many lives have been suppressed. Many property have been suppressed. We want to know what has taken place. People were wrong, people were right. Let us exhume.
Right.
Let us go deep possible in order to find, but through dialogue, madam, and I will liberate all of those who might be instrumental to the solution of this problem. Now,
Okay, are you going to release everyone, or you just release those who will be instrumental to the dialogue?
well, if you do not listen the grievances, the complaint, how would you like me now to make a concrete proposal? Let us come together. No question will be taboo. You are the owner of your nation. You are the owner of your nation. So, what are the problems? The only question which is taboo, we will never accept the nation to be broken into pieces. My program, madam, today is to come back to federalism.
It's interesting to know that many young people have been radicalized. Young people are now holding weapons in the northwest and the southwest regions. They've taken up arms, committing a lot of atrocities now in the Anglophone regions. It started, when it all started, we saw how it started. Just lawyers and teachers demanding, they were just very corporate demands, and they morphed into the military attacking those who were protesting at the time. Now we have groups, separatists attacking civilians, and atrocities committed on both sides. It's a horrible place to live in now. The Anglophone regions now have become a war zone. For people to live there, it's almost impossible. That's why we have a lot of IDPs. We have a lot of people who've now escaped to neighboring Nigeria. People cannot live there. People cannot even go to school. Young girls are not free to move around these regions. So what I wanted to find out from you, Mr. Minister, how will you be able to de-radicalize? Am I using the right word? To stop the violence, to stop the guns, to talk to those who have become so radical that they are not ready to listen to anyone who has a contrary opinion. How will you be able to change their mindset? How will you do that when you become president?
When I become president, madam, I will invite the civil society, religious people, whoever is capable of helping me find the right solution. Many lives have been destroyed. Many property have been destroyed. Violence, once and for all, should be neutralized. The responsibility of the state is to protect the continuity of the state. The institution should continue to operate. Those who are radicalized, what is their age? I am convinced that if we give them the opportunity to be trained, if we can guarantee them they will become full citizens of this nation, they will have access to all facility, irrespective of their position. Even I have to take decision which testify my commitment to give them the privilege maybe others do not have, in order to convince them that gun will never, we can continue to destroy life and property, and this problem will never be solved. Give and take has to be the principle that we put in place. Listen to each other. All of us at any given time, we were wrong. We have to sit round table, forgive each other, and work out means and ways which will enable us to get out of this. Violence has never solved any problem anywhere. This is my conviction, you see, madam. So I am convinced. People will trust me. People will trust me because I do what I say. Item number 1 in my agenda federalism, dual nationality, how to solve the Anglophone problem, because you have a 20% of our economy is brought to a halt just because of this conflict, which is completely wrong. For how long will it last if bold, courageous decisions have not been taken? We have to bring this war to an end through dialogue, consultation. We have to train the kids. They have to be trained. I have to see it that free and fair. How can I put it? Today, the sharing of our national wealth is not done the way that it should have been done. I have to strengthen justice. And those who I have to strengthen justice, really justice. Today, the competitive examination in our nation, you cannot afford or hope to be successful if you do not respect the toll gate in many offices that they will impose on you. I have to bring to an end this. If you are citizen of this nation, you have to have a possibility, equal possibility to all, in order to be recruited in the civil service and to be good citizen. This is my commitment since day one. I will convene meeting. I will get the civil society involved. All the protagonists or antagonists who are in jail. Okay, this is the sacrifice that we have to consent. Let them come out, and we will listen to what they have to say. They have to be humble enough to listen to what others say. You see, this is our nation.
Mr. Minister, I interviewed your colleague, your former colleague. You are a former minister now. I interviewed your former colleague few months back, I should say more than a year ago, and he was actually saying or alleging that there are members of the government benefiting from the conflict in the Anglophone regions. He was very categorical that these people benefiting from the conflict do not want it to end because they are benefiting financially, economically. They have a lot of things that are going on there that they will do everything to keep the conflict going. What would you do with these soldiers that have been deployed to these regions? Because they're also terrorizing the population. What would you do with these officials that are highly benefiting from the conflict and would not want to see it end? What would you do when you become president to address these issues?
It is easy to solve the problem. It is easy. All of those who beyond all reasonable doubt, proven, involved in this process, let them be civilian or military, I will sack them. I will sack them. If it were possible for me to change our civil servant today, because the way that corruption is there, I wonder if it is possible to solve it, because they have already their mindset in this ugly, unacceptable situation. What my former colleague or today colleague said, I agree. I don't have proof. I don't have proof to say it, but this is what I understood. In my capacity as head of state, no matter what rank the military is, no matter what position in civil service is, they will be sacked and they will be brought to book. Because this situation is unacceptable. It is unacceptable. I am adamant in this position. With any wrongdoing, you have to pay the price, because the damage that it inflicts to our nation is beyond whatever we think. So it is unbearable, unacceptable. They will be sacked and they will be brought to book.
So you've talked about earlier you've said that the Anglophone regions, you would suggest that they should govern themselves. I know you've earlier said that the solution will be federation.
Yes.
But can you tell us what you mean by them governing themselves? Is it through federation, autonomy, or secession?
No.
I know you said that before, but we have to be very clear exactly where you stand.
I say day one federalism, day one. No decentralization. Decentralization has shown its limit. We have to give people the opportunity to be more creative, more inventive. We can see what is taking place where federalism is taking place. Nobody has died because of this. People are promoting their own business. People are doing what? Why not to try the form of the state in my presidency? I will start by federalism.
Okay, so Your Excellency, Boko Haram has terrorized your region of origin for so many decades now. Why has the fight failed despite the fact that the government has been spending billions of francs CFA to solve this problem? And what would be your solution to the problem of Boko Haram?
Well, Madam, really we are in desperate situation. Boko Haram issue is an international issue, given the fact that many countries are concerned, are involved in the process of fighting Boko Haram. We even have many partners, European partners, United Nations, who have accepted to stand by us to give us the necessary support in order to address this issue. This issue is always there. Well, I think that there is somewhere, I suspected there is somewhere maybe complicity of those who are drawing this advantage in this. It is delicate to mention the name, but if the continental force in charge of fighting this, we are the attendance, the assistance of many European countries, including United Nations, this problem might have been solved today, at least reduced to its simplest position. Yes, what I can claim, what I can say that Boko Haram has lost its vigor, its strength, no doubt. But from time to time, they emerge from nowhere and continue their bad job. How to address it? We need the involvement of our population, because we found connivance or complicity in one way or other of the population. I wonder if this would have been possible. But now, once I will get all our traditional kin involved in the process. It is indispensable to give them, according to, without violating the security rule, to give them possibility to defend themselves. It is a double-edged arm, but let's try and see. I will spare no effort in understanding, finding the solution to Boko Haram issue. You have five to six countries which are involved in, including the assistance given by the United Nations. Up until now, this problem hasn't been eradicated, unfortunately. There is something mysterious that I don't know, but once in the office, when I take notice of it, I will get involved in the process, because it slows the economy, it breaks families. This too, as what I said in Anglophone zone, this too is a handicap that we have to come together in analyzing the situation and inputting contribution, foreign countries who are ready and eager to help us, we bring this together in order to see if the situation may favorably change.
Yes. So I'm glad that you're saying that it's a big hurdle to our economy, and also had reports from the Norwegian Refugee Council indicating that the Boko Haram conflict and the Anglophone crisis are the most neglected now in Africa. So it'll be interesting to know exactly what the problem is. But let us look at the economy. Your Excellency, President Paul Biya has been presenting slogans. Every year, Cameroun de Grandes Ambitions, La Force de l'Expérience. Another year, we have, those slogans are a lot. It's like we need to wait for every electoral year to get a new slogan to define what, another year was Grand Chantier, to define what Biya's economic policies are going to be. And these are some of the things that you defended wholeheartedly. What will you be doing differently to address some of the economic problems that are affecting Cameroon today?
What affects most Cameroonians is corruption, embezzlement, the weakness of justice. The fact that knowing who are the most powerful predator of our economy, they are there. Cameroonians, from wherever they come, they know who are the most important predators, those who embezzle money, the corruption. We know they are in place. For as long as a radical solution has not been taken in order to put them aside, to bring them to book and to get our administration rid of those people, it cannot work. It will never work. I know it, and this is the decision. Let us eradicate corruption. If the embezzlement, all of those who have embezzled money, misappropriate public funds, if all of them are arrested, put aside, excuse me, this problem will be reduced, and the financing made available to finance projects, madam, it will change. No miracle there. If somebody is guilty of embezzlement, let him pay. Let him pay. President Biya used to denounce those who embezzle public funds, but he does not arrest them. They are there in liberty. We know them. They know each other.
So let's talk about the roads network in Cameroon. They even kill, especially accidents kill more than Boko Haram that we've talked about. Why has this not changed? And what will you be doing differently to address the problem of bad roads, accidents in Cameroon?
Let us, madam, eradicate corruption. Let us make people accountable. Let any minister be accountable to give the account of his responsibility every 3 months or 6 months. And we make him responsible. If for any wrongdoing he is responsible and he has to pay the price, this situation will improve. I am convinced. I know what I'm talking about.
Okay, so Mr. Minister, including yourself, you used to travel abroad for treatment. Why should Cameroonians or ordinary Cameroonians believe that you can fix the healthcare system?
I have no issue whatsoever. My heart is beating like the heart of 25 years girl. I'm in good shape, man. 2 years ago, I had health issues. So my problem, all the problem I have I've been sold. I'm informed, ready to perform.
Ready to perform. That's interesting to know. So you are telling Cameroonians that you're physically and mentally fit to run the country. You don't have any health issues.
Let them go and visit my medicine, cardio medicine, stomach. Let them go there. I am fit for the office, madam. No problem. I'm fit for the office.
Okay, so we are going to have a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll be talking about coalition for within the Cameroon opposition. Do you want your child to succeed not only in school but also in life? Then think Vichy Prestigious Nursery and Primary School, the VPNPS. Because every parent deserves more than just a school. They deserve a future for their children. At the VPNPS, we go beyond textbooks. We shape leaders, innovators, and confident achievers. Excellence in academy, a solid foundation that prepares learners for success at every stage. Confidence and character. We nurture children who shine in life, not just in school. A safe and nurturing environment where every child feels at home while reaching their full potential. Modern teaching approaches like lessons that blend knowledge, creativity, and practical skills. At VPNPS, our students don't wear uniforms. They wear confidence, purpose, and success. Enroll today at Vichy Prestigious Nursery and Primary School beside Nestle Minkwele, that is in Bonaberi, Douala, Cameroon. If you want to reach out to Vichy, if you want to call, the numbers are 678-903-808 or 653-848-993. Vichy Prestigious Nursery and Primary School, ready for greatness. Welcome back. Your Excellency, so many young Cameroonians now, to get through to them, you have to use the social media. They are across all social media platforms, but Cameroon has got a major problem, internet connectivity. It's been a major challenge for so many years. How would you address this problem and make internet accessible to everyone?
Thank you. The problem is in this situation, I am sorry to be very severe for not having taken due or giving due consideration to understand, to analyze, because you have a minister in charge of post and telecommunications and many other institutions. If it works well elsewhere, what prevents this from taking place here? I am of the opinion that all the actors, operators, ministry, all other institutions linked to this activity, all of them, they share the responsibility in one way or other. To find a solution is to bring them together with instruction. This problem has to be solved within a period of time because it is jeopardizing the smooth going of our economy. It is jeopardizing the operationality of our nation in general, which is unacceptable. Given the fact that elsewhere it works very well, then why here? The problem has to be identified and the responsible to be paid. You see, when you are firm, adamant in your position, if they say that the price that has to be paid is their dismissal to the office, and if there is no support in terms of power somewhere else, believe me, this problem will find solution in very short period of time, except if it is technical problem for which rapid solution cannot be found. If the solution can be found within the country, if we can identify the root cause of this problem, then we have to erase it. We have to pull it out. Madam, we have already spent a lot of money, a lot of time. People have been suffering. It is time to bring this to an end. We are going to keep competent, committed people, accountable people to address such an issue. This is not miracle. If elsewhere it works very well, there is no ground, no need to tolerate it in our country.
So, Mr. Minister, I wanted to ask you a question. Many people believe that the whole system should leave, should go away, because they are tired of a government that has been there for more than 43 years. Are you going to, because we've looked at the incompetence of the current system, the ministers themselves, you've just talked about the Ministry of Post and Telecommunications and so on. Will you want to work with some members of the current government, or you get rid of everyone completely and start anew?
I have to be fair to avoid punishing innocent people. I have to audit the system, understand what is wrong, where lies the problem, and address the problem. Definitely. To sack all of them, if among them you have innocent people, you wouldn't have been fair. We have to be fair in the treatment of human problem. Let us make sure that we have identified the cause of this. Once it is identified, those who are involved there have to say au revoir. Have to say au revoir. This is not a matter of joke. This is a matter of our economy, the well-being of the nation. No reason to be weak or feeble because you have people who are there and you want to give them a privilege or a special treatment. With me, madam, this will never take place. Fermeté.
déjà presque arrivé à la fin de cette édition spéciale, l'une des chaînes sociopolitiques. Alors, bienvenue donc pour la prochaine.